There was always supreme optimism amongst Cavan's dedicated fans. Whether in victory or adversity, they believe when it comes to it, in the cauldron of battle, it will be the vast experience of Cavan's midfield star Dermot McCabe and the steadying influence of Anthony Ford, which will have a vital bearing on the outcome. In the end, the Anglo-Celt predict a thrilling game. Tyrone are favourites, but Cavan have nothing to lose.
Arena here in County Monaghan, a wonderful atmosphere and certainly packed to capacity with all roads to Clonus virtually packed with cars as well, and a great atmosphere, a buzz and excitement. And it's interesting to hear all the views beforehand, because while Tyrone are raging hot favourites, in 21 championship meetings between these counties, Cavan have won 17 times. Tyrone adopts a strategic 20-man plan. Defensively, Cavan are strong, with Tom Pryor so far dominant at full back and Anthony Ford impressive at number 6. Midfield will be crucial, and here the Blues are well served by Dermot McCabe and Barry McCrudden. So far, the forwards have been disappointing, but if the 4 Rileys, Paul Galligan and John Tierney, click, then the Breffni men are in with a real chance of winning their 40th Ulster title. Like Cavan, Tyrone maintain the status quo and select the same 15 that started the semi-final against Derry. Goalkeeper Finbar McConnell bids for a record 4th Ulster medal today. Captain and centre-back Sean Tague is part of a defensive sextet that has been outstanding, especially Ryan McMenamin and Declan McCrossan on the wings. Cormac McAnallen and Kevin Hughes have asserted themselves brilliantly at centre field, supplying 6 forwards that have the knack of scoring goals, especially Brian Dooher, Stephen O'Neill and Ger Cavan. That's marching behind St. Michael's Scout Band from Enniskillen on this very special day in the lives of people who support Gaelic football.
They have been marvellous in every game to date, and Cavan will have to pin that line back in their own defence. The
name is a patella tendinitis. In other words, it's a very sore knee, and he seemed to be doubtful. But Val Andrews told me he had a fitness test this morning, and he is able to play. Here at St. Turnix Park on Ulster Final Day, we pause for our Roll Navian. A wonderful arena in the heart of County Monaghan. An arena that will decide whether or not Cavan win their 40th Ulster title or Tyrone their 9th. From Clonakilty in West Cork. Cavan won the toss. They will play from left to right with the aid of a slight Monaghan breeze. The 2001 Ulster football final is on. Ger Cavan. Tyrone will be hoping to unsettle their challengers early. First 3 conceded by Dermot McCabe, and an early scoring opportunity for Tyrone. Peter Canavan scored 2 points against Armagh, both of them frees. Hits this very high, and over the bar. First score of the match, after about 40 seconds. There's responsibility and credited to one Peter Canavan.
Yes, speaking of Peter Canavan, actually, it's just interesting to see, but Mickey Brides has gone from left corner back in to do a man-marking job on him.
Break comes back to Cormac McAnally. Mickey McGee feeds his big midfielder. Coming through is Pascal Canavan. Ger Cavan. That's a sweet ball over towards Brian Dooher. He's getting inside the Cavan cover. Taking too many steps perhaps, but the referee allows the score. Cavan goalkeeper Aaron Donoghue protested to the official, but Brian Dooher's momentum seemed to keep him going here, but count the number of steps. Cavan players protested, and I think really that possibly should have been a free out.
Possibly a free out, but one thing we must admire in that was the quality of the pass that came into him. It went right through the eye of a needle from Ger Cavan that time. Wonderful pass, good score.
Eugene McKenna, joint manager with Art McRory, will have planned this match in detail, and I'm sure that part of the strategic plan will have been to hit Cavan early. Peter Canavan flicking it inside towards Owen Mulligan. Rory Donoghue is caught. There's a chance here for an early goal. Brought down. Penalty, surely. The referee says no, and play on. Ger Cavan was brought down, it appeared, certainly from an initial viewing. Ball sent back in by Kevin Hughes, but that's gone wide. But Peter Canavan, I think, is now going to have a word with the referee, Michael Collins, asking why. Here's the incident. This is Ger Cavan. And the referee deemed, let's have a better look maybe from this perspective. Cavan had the ball, and, well, some referees would have given a penalty there.
I certainly think Tyrone have a case for a penalty in that case. Cavan defence was all over the place.
James Doonan involved in that sequence of play which caused the problems for the Cavan defence. But it's Tyrone with 2 points on the scoreboard, and a debate in the early moments of this match about a possible penalty for that foul on Ger Cavan. Andrew Jackson was fouled. It's a free for Dermot McCabe. Oh, lovely little jink. Larry Riley going for the goal, and it wasn't very far away. He knew he had to keep it away from big Finbar McConnell. He sent it across the face of the goal, and you're talking about centimetres here. Here's a better view. Not that far.
I know he should have taken his point that time, Marty. He was at a bad angle, and certainly that score would have settled Cavan.
John Tierney. Back to James Doonan. There's nobody there except big Finbar McConnell. Brian Dooher back there, feeding his right corner back here in Gourley. McCabe comes in on Cormac McAnally. Back to Kieran Gourley. Good defending by Michael Brides. Here comes Declan McCrossan. Loves to attack from the left half-back position. But McCrossan will be very disappointed. It was a very scoreable opportunity. He was in a good position. But Cavan are in dire straits defensively at the moment because Tyrone looks so good when they go forward, and yet there's only 2 points on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's early days yet, Marty, and I must say the Tyrone team in general look a little bit more mobile, but if Cavan can convert the few chances they get into scores, I think it'll settle them.
Cavan have switched Michael Brides into fullback. Tom Pryor is now at right cornerback, so Brides is marking Peter Canavan. Dermot McCabe again, sending it in towards big Jason Riley, battling with Colin Holmes. Full forward, cuts inside, cutting it across, but there's nobody there. The power of the pass was just a little bit too weak and easily intercepted by Sean Tate. Cormac McAnally is fouled, and that's going to be a free for Tyrone. Referee again giving a second free. And he's going to give a throw ball. And the free should have been taken from the proper position where the foul was committed. Cormac McAnallen. Remember, the Tyrone midfield partnership of McAnallen and Kevin Hughes are both under 21. Cavan will be hoping that Dermot McCabe can gain some superiority in that sector. Very good playing by Barry McCrudden, feeding James Doonan. This is the Cavan captain, Peter Riley. Not a very good ball, but the rebound fell off the knees of Paul Galligan and out over the end line. Val Andrews will be hoping that the players around midfield and the half-back line can pump in the ball accurately into the full forward line, because although we have criticised the Cavan forwards, they have the huge potential to do serious damage to this Tyrone defence. But it depends on the quality of the ball that's going into them. Declan McCrossan, it's a poor pass from him, and most unusual.
Yeah, it's just going back to that strategy. I think that's what Cavan seem to be trying to do, to isolate Jason Riley in there and get the ball in long to him, but he needs support coming in from behind.
Here's Paul Galligan. Tyrone concede another opportunity to Cavan. Here's the incident again as Paul Galligan was sandwiched between two Tyrone players, one of them Sean Take.
Yes, there's one difficulty I think Tyrone had in their semi-final against Derry, in that they gave away an awful lot of necessary frees in their half-back line coming to the end of the game, and they've started to do it already.
Finbar Riley from Lacken scored 5 points against Monaghan. Didn't really get behind this one, and Kieran Gooley is back there. Pascal Canavan. Lovely interplay. And a good intelligent ball up towards Stephen O'Neill. Owen Mulligan. The support play arriving, but not fast enough, but Tyrone still get the sideline ball. Good crossfield ball over towards Kevin Hughes. Onto the left boot, and that is sailing over the bar. 3 points for Tyrone. 3 points scored by 3 different players.
Yes, indeed, and Kevin Hughes that time was waiting for that pass for about 15 seconds, and there wasn't a Cavan player picking him up. There's just poor concentration on the part of the Cavan midfield that time.
Kevin Hughes won a Sigerson with University of Ulster in Jordanstown, and at the on the under-21 team he plays full forward. Mickey McGee from Loch McCrory in County Tyrone. Kevin Hughes, nicely robbed by Paul Galligan. Kieran Gourley. That's another poor ball, and possession easily conceded to Cavan. And Cavan likewise play it too tight, and that's going to be a sideline ball this time for Tyrone. Ryan McMenamin scored a memorable point against Derry, taking the sideline ball over towards Stephen O'Neill. McMenamin is in support. Referee deemed the ball was picked off the ground, so it's going to be a free out to Cavan. This is Anthony Ford, vice-captain on the Cavan side, taking the free. Kevin Hughes, surprisingly, bats it down. Peter Riley opens up the St. Tiernock's Park with a good ball out towards Jason Riley, willing to take on Colin Holmes, who brings him down, and that's going to be a free. the plan has huge potential. If they can isolate Jason Riley, I think he has the beating of Colin Holmes.
Certainly has, and the tactic is obvious. Get the ball into him, take on the defence and try and draw the foul, and hopefully Cavan can put this one on the board now and you know, build their confidence, because so far it's just a little bit unsettled, a little bit nervous looking.
Peter Riley sends it over the bar. First score of the game for Cavan after 11.5 minutes of play. Finbar McConnell hoping to make a little bit of history, and here's a man aiming to deprive him of that fourth Ulster Championship medal. The referee says he picked the ball off the ground. That's Sean Tague. I disagree.
Oh, very bad decision, I think. He clearly got the foot underneath that one.
Dermot McCabe, look at this. Terrible marking by Tyrone. It's Gallagher in space, hits it accurately over the bar. Tyrone will protest that it shouldn't have been a free in the first place, but Cavan maximised it by getting the ball in quickly to Paul Gallagher, and he finished it.
Yeah, Gallagher was cute enough, moved away from the incident, and Tague continued to argue the decision with the referee, and Gallagher punished.
It's a great kick out by Finbar McConnell, but it's terrible in terms of losing possession. Cavan growing in confidence. This time Jason Riley is behind Colin Holmes. It's not the sort of ball that should be going into the full forward, but Riley was cut out with that very quick ball from the point of view of being behind his marker.
Yeah, well, Colin Holmes was very clever in the way he got out in front of him that time and won the ball well.
Paul Gallagher has picked up an injury, and he's the player that's down at the moment from Ballina, 5 miles from Cavan Town. Scored a point against Monaghan and has settled in during the league campaign. Certainly made a name for himself and became a first choice at centre-half forward for Val Andrews. Again, these long kick-outs aren't working out from a Tyrone perspective. Passing poor from James Doonan. Declan McCrossan to Mickey McGee. Fullback in the Tyrone under 21 Ulster Championship winning side this year. Cavan giving it all. Anthony Ford pumping it into the space, but Jason Riley had been sucked out to a half-forward line, and thus it's an easy ball for Finbar McConnell. Several options. Uses Declan McCrossan, captain of the minor team that lost the All-Ireland final in '97. And there's a challenge here which the referee didn't particularly like, and he's going to give a free to Cavan. That challenge by Kieran Gourley. This is the incident again, and Gourley fouling.
Yes, I think Tyrone have dropped the tempo a little bit at the moment and are maybe overindulging in short passing in the back line rather than getting the ball up to a very dangerous forward line quickly.
And the referee has in fact decided to call out the right corner back, Kieran Gourley, and he's showing him the first yellow card of the Ulster final. Dermot McCabe. That is is a fabulous kick. Just exactly what Cavan needed. And the side's level after just over 16 minutes of play. Way out the field. Just watch this. It literally dropped over Finbar McConnell's crossbar.
Great score by McCabe, it's a score he needed because he hasn't been in the game up to now. And if he can exert his influence on proceedings, then Cavan are in with a good shout.
Great catch, despite the attentions of several Cavan players. Kevin Hughes. Brian Dooher wins the free and pumps it long. Peter Canavan is in there. So too is Michael Brides. The ball is loose. There's a chance here. And Cormac McAnallen, fed by Owen Mulligan. A simple opportunity. Terrible defending by Cavan. But credit the Tyrone attack here, with Owen Mulligan sending it across. Cormac McAnallen coming in, did the right thing, and just palmed it into the back of the net.
Yeah, Mickey Bride's a little bit unlucky. Did the right thing in winning the ball, but lost possession. A little bit of uncertainty then. Good vision from Mulligan and a good finish from McAnallen.
Just when Cavan were beginning to get a little bit confident in their play, they now have to start the process again. Nipping inside is Larry Riley. Jason Riley is to his left. Larry Riley loses possession. The referee has blown his whistle and he's given a free to the Cavan corner forward for a challenge there by Mickey McGee. Well, Cavan started slowly. They came back, they levelled, and then within a minute or so, Tyrone had the ball in the net. A yellow card for Mickey McGee, the left corner back. That means the two Tyrone cornerbacks have seen yellow.
Yes, and that free from Mickey McGee was completely unnecessary. The foul was completely unnecessary.
Peter Riley squeezes this in between the posts for his second point of the game. Cavan's confidence not shattered by that goal by Cormac McAnallen.
No, and interestingly, the two cornerbacks now are on yellow cards, so each Cavan corner forward should attack the Tyrone counterparts and draw fouls from them.
Finbar McConnell joined the panel in 1987. As a result of a leg injury, didn't play last year. Martin Conway, who's the current substitute keeper, was then first choice. Anthony Ford. There's a lot of space up front from a Cavan perspective, and Tyrone forced to foul. That's Kieran Gourley that's fouling again, and remember that he is in a little bit of trouble in terms of a yellow card. And Sean Tague has been shown yellow. The centre half back was the one who actually fouled. There's three Tyrone defenders in the opening, 19, almost 20 minutes.
Yes, that's worrying for Tyrone that three of them are on yellow cards.
Here's Dermot McCabe. Hit it powerfully, but well to the left of the target. Second wide. The fact that three of their six defenders are now on yellow cards must concern Eugene McKenna and Art McRory. The breaking ball will continue during this game to be a vital factor. This is Peter Riley. Over towards left half back James Doonan. Plays his club football with Cavan Gales. Floating this one in towards Jason Riley, but it's too powerful and well to the left. A lot of the play has been sucked in around centre field, with the result that Cavan are in fact opening up this Tyrone defence, and particularly Jason Riley and Larry in the other corner.
Yes, and a lot of the ball is starting to be broken out in the middle of the park because neither of the four players can gain, complete dominance in the air.
Breaking ball now. So vital. Over towards Cavan. Peter Riley. Look how far out he is in front of the Cavan defence. But then gives the ball away. Good defending by Cavan. Little push in the back. And John Tierney. Tyrone win possession back. Here's Declan McCrossan. Again, a poor pass. Michael Bryce under pressure from Stephen O'Neill. Finbar O'Reilly unable to keep it in. It was a pretty awful pass. Sideline ball for Tyrone. Going to be taken by Peter Canavan. Good running by Cavan. Steps inside Tom Pryor. Cavan looking for the support outside. He decided not to give it to Stephen O'Neill and thus conceded the free for overcarrying. But Stephen O'Neill was quite frustrated there and expressed his annoyance to the corner forward.
Yes, one player that's playing very well for Cavan at the moment actually is Anthony Ford. He's giving delightful balls forward and there Ford gets in that tackle. But he's marshalling his defence very well and giving great foot passes into his forward line.
Brian Dooher laying it off for Declan McCrossan. Cormac McAnallen already scorer of a goal. He needs McCrossan again and once more Tyrone concede possession at a vital stage, holding on to the ball too long.
Yeah, maybe they're over-elaborating in there. They had a score on that time. McAnallen could have taken a score, but they're over-elaborating.
Now, can Cavan counter-attack? We're still looking at the incident here as Cormac McAnallen overcarried. Meanwhile, Lai pumping a long ball, which is not the sort of ball really that the Cavan forwards want. Jason Riley is available. This is John Tierney, youngest player in the field. Over towards Paul Galligan. 4 Tyrone defenders converge on him. Cavan hold possession. Great work by Tyrone defence, and they eventually win back possession, but not for very long. There's a sliding tackle there, and that's, I'm sure, going to be a free out to Tyrone. This is the incident again as the Eddie Jackson lost possession by showing too much of the ball. And Ryan McMenamin, his opposite number 5, was also involved. And Eddie Jackson has been shown a yellow card, becomes the first Cavan player in the Ulster final to be given that severe warning. So we now have 4 yellow cards, 3 to Tyrone, 1 to Cavan.
Yes, and in saying that, Marty, it's not a dirty game and it's not an overly aggressive game.
St. Tiernock's Park in Clones, as you can see, packed to capacity. Tyrone start the process again from midfield. Some pulling on the jersey. Cavan giving it in towards Peter Canavan. And there's going to be another free for Tyrone. The referee has now been called in by his umpire. And I would imagine that he's going to have a word with one of the Cavan defenders. I would imagine it could be Rory Donoghue and Owen Mulligan that he's having a conversation with. There's some jersey pulling and some niggling off the ball.
Yes, I think what happened there actually is that Rory Donoghue was holding on to Owen Mulligan as the game was developing, and a referee gave the free for what happened in there.
A yellow card for Owen Mulligan, a yellow card for Rory Donoghue. Throw ball. Peter Riley wins the free. Dermot McCabe thought about a quick one, but the option wasn't there. Now it is. As Anthony Ford goes forward from the centre-half back position. Great running by Ford. In a very good position is Barry McCrudden. Not known for his scoring prowess, but he gives it to a man who can score, Larry Riley. And he's fouled. And this is going to be another free for Cavan. Another free for Cavan, and very much within the range of Finbar O'Reilly. Drops this over the bar. Well struck free. Right over the centre of that crossbar. Cavan have recovered very well from that Tyrone goal.
Yes, they're living off scraps, but they're still doing very well whenever the ball goes forward. And the Tyrone defence is tending to, to foul too much.
McCabe powerfully knocks it down, but it comes to Ryan McMenamin. Rory Donoghue, who's on a yellow card, pushing blatantly on Owen Mulligan.
Yes, there are too many fouls in the game. None of them, it must be said, of a malicious nature.
Chance here for Tyrone to increase their tally. Fine point by Stephen O'Neill. His first of the game. It looks like Chris Lawn is going to be introduced for Sean Tay. Chris Lawn, who broke 2 bones in his hand in the club championship match and thus missed the semi-final, is now introduced in a rearranged Tyrone defence, and it looks like Chris Lawn is going in full back and Colin Holmes is coming out to centre half back. Brian Dooher, great run. Eddie Jackson after him. It's still Dooher. Floats this in towards Aaron Donoghue, who gathers without any great problems and feeds it to Barry McCrut. Tom Pryor lends support. Jason Riley has the ability to win possession. And Chris Lawn will be well aware of Riley's threat. Back towards Paul Gallagher. Tackling is hard and fierce. Comes back towards Dermot McCabe. Half-blocked effort. It comes to Chris Lawn, getting his first touch in an Ulster football final. And Tyrone playing with a little bit more confidence now from a defensive perspective. But the referee had blown his whistle for a foul throw. The pass, an illegal one. And that momentum broken up. It's a great ball from Dermot McCabe. Knocked away by Jason Riley. Chris Lawn gets it just for his Colin Holmes and Mickey McGee. All involved in the process, which brings the ball for his centre field. Stephen O'Neill given a free hand by Art McRory and Eugene McKenna to roam wherever he feels that the team requires. This is Peter Canavan. Back to O'Neill. Available in the centre is Kevin Hughes. Already a point to his credit. Going for his second, but that's going well wide. And while Tyrone are playing well, they're not really that incisive, Martin.
No, but there's great tackling there by the Cavan backs. They're working very well at trying to cut down the space that the Tyrone forwards are getting. And that wide there was born out of good quality tackling by the Tyrone defence. Or by the Cavan defence, I should say.
Sean Tague is obviously injured, and it seems to be a shoulder problem, and thus required the substitution. As ice as you possibly can see there in that shot, as Anthony Ford on the field of play gets some medical attention. Cavan, remember, playing with a slight breeze in this first half. Just about 4 minutes left to the half-time whistle. Cormac McAnallen pushing Dermot McCabe. Free to Cavan. That's a great ball in towards Jason Riley. The support is from Eddie Jackson. But Riley takes off, takes a shot. Oh, that is a beautiful goal. Not even the great Finbar McConnell could stop it. cheekiness to take on a man with a reputation that Chris Lawn has, stepped inside and went for glory. And the green flag is still blowing, matched by the blue of the Cavan supporters. McConnell beaten at his near post, and that, I'm sure, will disappoint the big man from Newtown Stewart.
But the free from McCabe was quality in the way that he found Riley that time. And again, as you said, Finbar McConnell will be disappointed in conceding that goal at the near side.
It was Jason Riley's first chance, and it's the first time that Cavan leads. We mentioned before the game about the tradition of Cavan. And here's the response. Here's Cavan. Oh, off the crossbar. It's not gone in. Oh, heart-stopping moments. And Cavan survive. A brilliant sequence of play in the Ulster football final. The referee from West Cork, waves play on, tells Eddie Jackson, keep going. And again, it's down to Jason Riley. Chris Lawn is in deep, deep trouble. Riley goes again. Colin Holmes is after him as well. They stand off him, and that's enough for Jason Riley to get a point. Wonderful play by the full forward from Belturbet. He's a special talent. And Cavan have devised a strategic plan. Look at this down at the opposite end. Off the crossbar, on the line, was by no means over the line, and Cavan eventually cleared it.
No, a good call by the umpire, certainly. Did not go over the line, but a great score then at the other side by Jason Riley, who's tormenting Chris Lawn at the moment, and is far too quick in the turn for Chris Lawn.
And another strategic plan about to be put in place. Jerry Sheridan is coming on for Ray Donoghue, or Rory Donoghue at corner back. Here's Paul Gallagher. Cavan enjoying a period of dominance. Mickey McGee is fouled by Jason Riley. And another free. Well, that was some sequence that we just experienced here in Clones. And a cracking goal by Jason Riley. Now that substitution is taking place. Jerry Sheridan, a recognised first-choice player at corner-back, or indeed full-back, came on for Barry McCrudden against Monaghan, and he replaces Rory Donoghue from Belturbet. This is his first year in the panel, and by all means has been performing very well, but he'd be very disappointed being taken off, and has in fact gone straight into the dressing room, surprisingly. The free is for Tyrone for a foul on Declan McCrossan. Well, the Cavan boys were given absolutely no chance whatsoever. Just been informed that there's going to be 2 minutes extra time in this first half. But by gosh, they really are putting it up to these red-hot favourites from Tyrone.
Certainly are, and the red-hot favourites contain an awful lot of young players who haven't been in Ulster senior finals before, and it's a big test for them now to respond to this setback.
They require the leadership skills of the man in your shot at the moment and on your television sets, Peter Canavan from Errigal Kieran. That's his second point. Both of them from frees, 2 out of 2. Here's the free again from Peter Canavan. Well struck. And an easy enough point for the great man from Ballygawley. Misjudged by Kevin Hughes. Dermot McCabe was fouled and the ball landed. Again, it's a one-man full forward line. Jason Riley, and I'm surprised that Tyrone haven't made a change as that ball is dropped in and straight over the bar. Anthony Ford. Well, there can be no complaints about Cavan's shooting in the last 5 minutes. They really are powering their way to leading at the half-time break. Cavan won 7, Tyrone won 5.
Yes, and that was a lovely bit of variation on that free kick. Everybody was expecting the ball long. Ford just drifted to the right and struck a lovely shot from distance.
Well caught by Brian Dooher. He's playing well at right half forward. The support is from Ryan McMiniman. In towards Peter Canavan. Oh, a lovely pass on towards McMenamin. There's a chance here. Oh, and a well blocked down. Chance again. Where is it? Who has it? The goalkeeper, Aaron Donoghue. Out towards Barry McCrudden. An anxious moment for all Cavan supporters. Tom Pryor playing with a little bit more confidence now. Michael Bryce. Cavan defensively looks strong and comfortable once they don't overdo it. Good distribution over towards this side. Now in control. Away they go. Larry Riley. He's the corner forward, and look where he is, deep inside his own half. Now he's in the Tyrone half. Back outside towards big brother and captain Peter Riley. John Tierney looks for the support of James Doonan, coming from the left half back. Tyrone playing behind the ball because they can't win it back at the moment. Cavan using Paul Gallagher, chased by Kieran Gourley. Difficult angle. A magnificent point by Gallagher. Ballina and Cavan are on fire. And particularly one of their heroes, Paul Gallagher. 1 point against Monaghan. He scored 2 against Tyrone, and we're still only in the first half. In fact, as I say so, it's half-time in Clones. And the crowd here stand to their feet. They applaud a wonderful performance by both sides, most enjoyable with 2 cracking goals. Let's get the half-time reaction from substitute and indeed selector for Cavan, Bernard Morris.
Bernard Morris, what a half. How do you call it? What's your verdict?
It was very tense. We got a very bad start because our lads are very nervous. And when they settled down, the last 10 minutes, the football has been brilliant. The goal, Jason's goal, settled the team down a lot. We're lucky he didn't see another goal, but we've hurled that and we got a point from there to hit the post. They hit the cross, but we got Jason got another very good point. And it's very tense, and if we can keep working and work further, and it's a young team and it's inexperienced and it's showing today. But there's only one place to learn, and that is on the field of play in Clones today.
And Jason crying out for ball and more ball.
Yeah, they replaced the centre half, when Chris Clown, he went in full back, and Jason's on fire so far this year, and he had a poor enough match the last day in his standard, and today he's mad to prove the critics wrong, and he definitely is going to break Chris Clown, because he's only after going on, and he's probably a bit rusty after being out injured for a few weeks. And he's shown today. Yeah, and hopefully he can continue the second half.
Yeah, thrilling second half in prospect. Bernard, best luck to you and your team.
Thanks.
Great.
This Ulster final is living up to all its pre-match expectations, but it's Cavan leading by 3 points. Much to talk about at half-time. There's the half-time score. Cavan 1-8, Tyrone 1-5. We'll have much more after this break. And welcome back to Clones. People may forget that there are 7 members of the 95 and 96 winning Tyrone side playing here today, and that experience could be vital. Finbar McConnell, Chris Lawn, Colin Holmes, Brian Dooher, Pascal and Peter Canavan, and Ger Cavlin. And that experience will be called upon now for the next 35 minutes. Referee Michael Collins about to start the second half. So where will the Anglo-Cell Cup be tonight? Cavan or County Tyrone? Larry Riley. Wasting all that hard work, nowhere near the goalposts. Cormac McAnallen, Brian Dooher. Peter Canavan now makes the run. Here he comes. Has to go back towards centre half forward Stephen O'Neill. And that is once again wide of the target. That's only Tyrone's 4th wide of the match.
Yes, and speaking of Stephen O'Neill, actually, he's made a switch with Jared Cavlin for the second half. He's in right corner forward, or left corner forward, and Jared Cavlin has gone to centre half forward. And as Colin said at half-time, I think Colin Holmes has gone back into full-back, and Chris Lawn is now playing centre half.
Dermot McCabe. Fouled. And they'll try and feed Jason Riley again. Here's Jason. Colin Holmes staying goal side. Good defending by the full-back. And he forces Jason Riley into the air. Jason Riley here, just being pushed as he hit the ball, but the referee didn't give him the free. So it's going to be a kick out for Finbar McConnell. I remember Jason Riley scoring a spectacular goal against Kerry in the under-21 final a few years ago. And here's another man of that under-21 side playing centre-back that day in Semple Stadium in Perlis. Peter Riley giving it back to James Doonan. Dermot McCabe taking off his boots. And this is Pascal Canavan looking for brother Peter. Stephen O'Neill makes a good run. Anthony Ford has to now stay goal side of O'Neill. O'Neill pushes off the challenge of Anthony Ford, and Stephen O'Neill gets his second point. Scored a goal and 2 points against Derry. The Clonagale man has now got 2 points here in Clones. 1 free and 1 from play.
Yes, and notice actually that Anthony Ford has gone back right corner back and Thomas Pryor into centre half back, and I don't think that's to Cavan's advantage, getting Ford out of the half back line.
It's a compliment though to Stephen O'Neill that Cavan feel it necessary, but like you say, Mark, it could be the wrong strategy. There could be a hole developing in the centre of the Cavan defence. Brian Dooher wins possession fairly. Tyrone coming now, very strong at their opponents, and that is over the bar. Ger Cavlin the scorer. Dungannon man scored 1-1 against Derry. This is his first point in the Ulster final. Very quickly, that 3-point advantage that Cavan enjoyed at half-time has been brought down to just 1 now. 4 minutes gone into the second half. Ryan McMenamin. Over towards Peter Canavan. Tyrone's running off the ball is impressive. Here's Cavlin. Fools Tom Pryor. And there's the equaliser. Level for the second time. And maybe Joe Brawley's point at half-time is very valid, that the break came at the wrong time from a Cavan viewpoint.
Yes, that's true, but again, I reiterate, Anthony Ford should get back out to centre-half back again and put the clampers on Jared Cavlin, because he's got 2 very good scores and is running amok at the moment.
Attention required for Dermot McCabe. 6'2" man from Ghana. As the engine room of this Cavan side. And obviously Dr. Carolyn there, who's with him, who's a doctor there in Cavan town, ensuring that his ankle is okay. And Dermot McCabe resumes his position at centre field. Great play. Kevin Hughes. It looked like Cavan had won possession. Peter Canavan with Michael Brides after. Coming through is McCrossan. Great running by the left half back. And that is just gone to the wrong side of the post. Declan McCrossan spent some time in Dundee University and seemed to go out of favour. But now he's back in UUJ, won a Sigerson this year, and you can see just from that sort of running off the ball how vital a player he is now for Eugene McKenna and Art McRory. Dermot McCabe coming in for the breaking ball. Tom Pryor and Swan Labar from County Cavan. Possession given away. Back there is Pascal Canavan, who's playing a more deep role now. That's a great catch by Jerry Sheridan. Fabulous play. Cavan, if they're to upset all the pundits and the experts, need to settle quickly now. That foul was committed as the ball was kicked. So from where the ball landed, that's going to be a free for Cavan. Foul on Barry McCrudden.
I must say McCrudden has been the most impressive of the Cavan midfielders to date, and that was a very good delivery from him, and an unnecessary free by the Tyrone defence. Again, in particular, when Peter Riley is such a good left-footed kicker, and this kick should suit him.
Barry McCrudden's only honour so far has been a Junior B Football Championship medal within his own county with Ballyhaise. So this is a big step up for him.
Yes, but he's certainly passing the senior test with honours.
That comes back off the post, and the fisted effort goes well wide. John Tierney, the youngest player on this Cavan setup at just 18 years of age. The ball coming off the post here, and Tierney rushing his fisted effort. Quick kick out didn't really work for Tyrone, and here's a chance for Cavan. Difficult angle, and again the result is the same. This time it's Larry's disappointment.
Yes, and I can imagine Art McGorry over there will be seething because of that mistake by his defence. But again, it should have been scored that time. There's two great scoring chances that the Cavan attack has squandered in the last couple of minutes.
Over at the far side, the Cavan manager has decided to give a warm-up to Mickey Graham. Dermot McCabe. In towards Paul Gallagher. Cavan need to regain that momentum that they found in the closing stages of the first half. The throw was an illegal one by the centre-half forward. Free quickly taken by Pascal Canavan. Declan McCrossan. Three Cavan players. One Tyrone forward. Peter Canavan. A class act. There were plenty of Cavan defenders back there, but the ball found Peter Canavan. Canavan just looked around and tapped it over. Great score.
Beautiful piece of anticipation by Peter Canavan, and the will-o'-the-wisp like strikes it over the bar beautifully.
That's his first from play, his third in total. And John Tierney is being replaced by Mickey Graham. So the Cavan lead at half-time of 3 points. Now, after 9 minutes of play, they're down a point. This is Barry McCrudden. Finbar O'Reilly. Fouled by Kieran Gourley. Free for Cavan. Remember, Cavan playing against the breeze. Judging by the flags, it's more of a crossfield breeze into our position here from that far over corner, and making it a little bit difficult. So here, Finbar Riley will have to aim for the far over post. Curls it beautifully over the bar. Second point for Finbar O'Reilly. Sides level. Tied up for the third time. Finbar McConnell's kick out goes straight to Peter Riley. Tom Pryor comes from the centre-half back row. Remember, he's wearing number 3, but now it's centre-back. Plenty of numbers there for Tyrone. Jerk Havlin is back there trying to stop Tom Pryor in his tracks. And Pascal Canavan, who's taken up kind of a third midfield role, almost as a halfback. Terry Sheridan this time took his eye off the ball, and it comes back to Tyrone. Brian Dooher going on the far blind side and hitting it to the left and wide.
Yes, as you mentioned, Marty, there, I think for the second half, Pascal Cavan has gone back into a kind of a support centre-half back role, probably to try and curb the influence of the area in front of Jason Riley. And so it'll be interesting to see how that tactical work.
Free there for Cavan. Dermot McKay. This is Mickey Graham. Difficult angle. Right across the face of the goal. And that's gone wide. Remember, this is a side going into this game that had scored in total 31 wides, if scoring is the right word. So far in this game, they have a tally of 9 wides. In contrast, Tyrone have 6. Good catch by Larry Riley. And when Cavan run at the Tyrone defence, it seemed to cause problems.
Yes, yes, in this case here, I think the Tyrone defence has been arguing with the referee, so he's brought the ball forward 13 metres. But certainly that tactic of running at them and drawing fouls is working for Cavan at the moment, if they only could convert their chances into scores.
Cormac McAnallen seemed to throw the ball at the referee there, and he's lucky that he wasn't cautioned. Obviously, something exchanged between the referee and the Tyrone number 8. Peter Riley puts it over the bar. 3rd point of the match. And Cavan are back in front. Well, Tyrone came out in the second half fully focused, very determined, passionate, and certainly had a good strategy. But Cavan now seem to have regained their concentration.
Yes, and Cavan haven't panicked, to their credit, and they're starting to get back into the game again. They've gone ahead.
That's a great catch there by Kevin Hughes. Feeds his midfield partner, Cormac McAnallen. Owen Mulligan with Jerry Sheridan trying to put him out over the sideline. Still Mulligan. Floats this one in. And Eddie Jackson has the situation under control. Or should have, at least. This is Larry Riley. Showed a little bit too much of the ball, but got away with it. Crossfield ball into space where there's nobody really except Kieran Gourlay. Jason Riley just arrives a little bit late. Colin Holmes from Moy, the same club as the famous Plunkett Donaghy. Peter Canavan. 2 Cavan players around him, makes room for himself and sends that to the right and wide. It's wonderful to see. I know he sent the ball wide here, but it was, first of all, he was marked so tight, but then just in a little jink he made space for himself.
Yes, it's a delight to watch him, how he can manoeuvre space for himself, but he'll be disappointed with that finish because he should have put it over, I think.
Tyrone go forward again. McAnallen feeding Ger Cavlin, and that too is wide. Now, Tyrone's tally of wides has increased now to 8. So chances being wasted by both set of forwards. And Cavlin is much more prominent, and I think your point is a valid one, Martin, about moving Anthony Ford back out.
Yes, but the belay seems to be spreading, like whereas Cavan are missing on the left-hand side. Tyrone should have certainly scored the last 2 opportunities they got.
Breaking ball picked up by Tyrone. Squeezed out somehow by Pascal Canavan. In towards Peter Canavan. Anthony Ford gets a touch. Linesman indicates, John Bannon from Longford indicates it is a Tyrone ball. He seemed to consult with the referee as he was trotting down to that position. So it's going to be advantage Tyrone. Stephen O'Neill. Jerry Sheridan chases after it. So too Peter Riley. Gets there first. Needs the support of left half-back James Doonan. There's still only one man up at the Cavan full forward line. It's Jason Riley. He's jinking one way, left. Mickey Graham is there now to join him. This is a great run by Cavan. Good diagonal ball, opening up the play. Tom Pryor is over at this side. Sneaking inside is Finbar Riley. He still has possession. Not picked off the ground. I thought he didn't pick it off the ground initially, at least. And it's going to be a free for Tyrone. And for some descent, another 10 metres.
Yes, again, that was a great opportunity for Cavan. Great crossfield ball. The two Rileys are playing superb football at the moment, foraging all over the field, giving great ball inside.
Cormac McAnally. Owen Mulligan advised him to send it across field, where he gathers. Jerry Sheridan staying with him. Mulligan thought about having a go. McCrossan, with his third effort for a point, drops this one in and drops it over the bar. Scored a point against Armagh. This is his first in an Ulster senior football final. This is a great effort by McCrossan. He wasn't too sure it was actually going to reach the intended target, but it did. And Tyrone are going to change their forward line. Owen Mulligan is coming off, and coming on is Brian McGuigan from Ardbow, son of the legendary Frank McGuigan. This young man is a half forward on the Tyrone under-21 side. He'll add a bit of strength, perhaps, to that inner Tyrone full forward line. Here's McGuigan. Anthony Ford unable to prevent Stephen O'Neill winning possession. Dermot McCabe is there. Still O'Neill manages to squeeze it out past Brian Dooher. Has to go back to Stephen O'Neill. The ball was half blocked and Cavan win back possession. Barry McCrudden wants to use his corner forward, Larry Riley. The ball is pumped up long towards Jason Riley. Colin Holmes is with him, but O'Reilly gets the break and Colin Holmes is in trouble. He needs support outside. Mickey Graham, difficult angle, floats it in. Finbar McConnell calls for it, punches it clear. It's still there for Cavan, and Tyrone are back there in sufficient numbers. Kevin Hughes uses the ball over towards the far side. Tyrone trying to seek out this full forward line of Ger Cavlin and Peter Canavan, and that ball by McGuigan sent to the right and wide.
Yeah, but a fabulous move in that case, Martin, and credit to both teams. They're playing with great passion at the moment, and in particular Cavan, they're working right throughout the field, and certainly if they don't win this game, it won't be for the want of hard work. Very entertaining game.
This was the incident again as Finbar McConnell punched it clear, and it was eventually Mickey McGee that came forward with it. Going back there is the left half back James Doonan, but Peter Canavan taken magnificently when the odds seem to be stacked against him. Free to Tyrone. And as you might hear over the public address, Cavan are introducing Hubert Smith, and they're taking off Edward Jackson. Hubert Smith normally plays as a half forward. He came on for Paul Galligan against Monaghan, so an interesting change in tactics in the Cavan camp. Well won. Brian McGuigan back to Stephen O'Neill. Jerry Sheridan tries to stay goal side of him, but Sheridan fouls him, and this should be an easy enough free for Tyrone. This is O'Neill again, as Sheridan seemed to be caught in the wrong position and O'Neill brought down.
You somehow think if Cavan can still get enough ball into Jason Riley and Mickey Graham, they have the wherewithal to beat the Tyrone defenders and get another goal.
Here's Stephen O'Neill, takes the free. And gets his third point of the Ulster final. Tyrone in front again. Well won by Barry McCrudden. It's a good ball. Over towards Larry Riley. Paul Galligan. There's a Cavan man available to his right. Still Galligan, and Tyrone converge on him and prevent him from getting the pass. And this is going to be a free for Cavan, dead straight in front of the posts. This was good work by Paul Galligan. He had an option over in the far side, out of picture, but they literally converged on him, and that ball was sent wide by Jason Riley while we were watching that replay.
Well, they have had 4 very, very bad misses so far in the second half. Any one of them should have been scored, and that one there is a dreadful miss, straight in front of the goals, 20 metres out. Should have been a point.
The man who's scored a goal and a point in this Ulster final, it just seems to be a little bit lacking in concentration.
And certainly that was against his character today, because he'd been playing so well up to then.
Absolutely. Oh, fabulous catch by Dermot McCabe. Beautiful to watch. Feeds Finbar O'Reilly. Barry McCrudden took his eye off it, but it still works out okay. Comes to Larry Riley. Distribution is poor, however. That's a push in the back, and I think the Tyrone man is a little bit unlucky there.
There's one thing the Tyrone defenders will be asking themselves at the moment: who's marking who? Their marking is very poor. There's an awful lot of Cavan players loose.
Back to Dermot McCabe. Takes a chance by sending it across to Tom Pryor. Half blocked down. Oh, wonderful defending, this time by Ryan McMenamin. Brian McGuigan is back there as well. Now, can Tyrone counter-attack after all that period of dominance by Cavan? This is a crucial moment to see if Cavan can keep Stephen O'Neill from scoring. He sends it in and off the post. Peter Riley is waiting for it. Barry McCrudden is available, but O'Reilly goes through the middle. Over towards Paul Galligan. Jason Riley and Mickey Graham again are making fabulous runs through the centre. Still Cavan hold possession. Dermot McCabe over this side as Larry Riley tries to make an angle. McCabe still there. O'Reilly takes on the defence, and particularly Hubert Smith sends this one across. Cavan players lining up for a chance. Chasing after it is Hubert Smith, and that's going to be a line ball for Cavan. Mickey Graham now is down injured, and Colin Holmes seemed to be involved with him there off the ball.
Yes, there was a little bit of an incident there between the two of them, but it was right in front of the umpires, so I don't think the referee is going to make anything of it, so it mustn't have been too serious.
Tyrone leading by 111 to 110. Dermot McCabe. Take this. Right across the face of the goal. Tom Pryor is underneath it. So too is Jason Riley. That end line is blocked. It's a good outfield ball. Chance to Hubert Smith. It's not gone, it is well gone now. Cavan have now 11 wides in this game. Tyrone have 9. And they've enjoyed periods of dominance, but it's not really reflected on the scoreboard for them.
No, indeed, Marty, but again, just going back to a point I made earlier, the marking the Tyrone defence is very lax at the moment, and they need to go man-to-man and take responsibility.
So just over 25 minutes played now in this second half. 1 point between the teams. Tyrone 111, Cavan 110. Paul Galligan. Cleanly dispossessed. The ball sent into space, but it's a little bit too strong. Sideline ball, Cavan.
It's It's noticeable at the moment, actually, the both sets of players are starting to tire a little bit and mistakes are becoming more frequent. So it'll be interesting to see what will happen in the substitute bench over the next couple of minutes.
Dermot McCabe, Jason Riley. McCabe goes for the return. Colin Holmes doing a good job on Riley. Pass inside, Riley sneaks inside. 4 Tyrone defenders around him, tries to get it back out, tries to get the sliding tackle in and gives it out to a colleague, but of course sliding tackle's not allowed. Free out to Tyrone. Brian Dooher, who's named at right half forward, involved in this sequence, and that sliding tackle by Riley means that Dooher picked up an injury. Brian Dooher's work rate and role in this new emerging Tyrone side is most impressive. Scored 2 points against Armagh and a goal against Derry, a memorable goal against Derry. Was very much man of the match in that opening encounter against Armagh. Eugene McKenna takes a little look at the stopwatch and sees that there are about 8 minutes left in actual playing time now. 1 point between the teams. Cormac McAnally. It's a sweet ball over towards Peter Canavan. Linesman at the far side. Doesn't think that Canavan went over the sideline. Great work by Peter Canavan. But he takes too many steps, and that's going to be a free out to Cavan. Owen Gormley is coming in for Tyrone. And it looks like Brian Dooher is going off. Owen Mulligan is coming on for this man who is, as always, impressive when he plays for his county. Owen Gormley, in fact, came on for Owen Mulligan against Derry, and was by far one of Tyrone's better forwards.
Yes, and that was a bad mistake on the far sideline. A kind of a line ball that should have been sent up the field was badly directed and again handed over possession to Tyrone.
Peter Canavan. It's a terrible ball from the Tyrone forwards' perspective, and it's easily taken away. That's a high challenge by Peter Canavan and Paul Galligan, and the referee wants to go over and have a word with the full forward. And Michael Collins is having a word with the full forward for that challenge. And that's going to be a yellow card. This is the incident again. And becomes the Tyrone's fifth player to get a yellow card. Five minutes to go now here in Clonus. Anthony Ford fouled. Free for Cavan. Free very quickly taken. Paul Galligan's effort well blocked down. And that seemed to be a bit rushed and a lack of experience from a Cavan perspective. Brian McGuigan feeds it in towards Ger Cavla. Running off the ball is provided by Kieran Gourlay. Back to Ryan McMenamin. On the turn, Owen Gormley. And that's a great point. All play down the right flank, and from a very difficult angle, that is a great score.
Yes, but you almost handed that time to both Kieran Gourlay and Ryan McMenamin, the way they continued that attack. There didn't seem to be anything on, and again a wonderful score from Owen Gormley from a very difficult angle. Cavan haven't scored since the 48th minute of this game.
And Tyrone pumped that ball forward. Referee didn't see the pickup, and I'd have to see it again to make a fair call on it, because it looked like it was picked off the ground, but it's a free, however, to Cavan. Tyrone players are objecting to the free, and for dissent there's an extra 10 metres. And Anthony Ford gets the free. Back to Ford. They have to hold possession. And Tyrone will be satisfied to foul from way down the field. Michael Brides going forward. Peter Cavan and Owen Gormley dispossess the corner back. There's danger here from a Cavan viewpoint. Tyrone have Cavan opened, and Stephen O'Neill puts it over the bar. His 4th point of the game. Tyrone panel members celebrate. O'Neill took his opportunity with style and class. 3 points between the sides.
Yes, too many Cavan defenders got sucked up the field that time, and when the move broke down, Peter Cavan got it, and again a very good delivery inside to Stephen O'Neill, and a good score from him. And now there's a gap beginning to emerge.
So as you can see here over the public address, there's 2 minutes extra time. Cavan down by 3 points. There's still almost 2 minutes left in the actual playing time. Michael Brides is still down injured, and that's where the sequence broke down when he lost possession to Peter Cavan and Owen Gormley. Paul Galligan looks to be leaving the field, and coming on is Bernard Morris, who also happens to be a Cavan selector. And Morris has played in the past centre half back, sometimes centre half forward, and it seems he's going into an attacking role here. And he has the ball, feeds it to Barry McCrudden. Cavan know now they have to produce something magical to get back into this game. Peter Riley is dragged down, and that has to be a free in front of the posts. They actually have, well, this is about 3 minutes left now. That's including injury time, and they're down by 3 points. Ryan McMenamin shows a yellow card. He's shown a yellow card by Michael Collins, and he becomes the 6th Tyrone player to be booked. This is Cavan's 29th free. In contrast, Tyrone have just been awarded 15, and the 29th free for Cavan is put over the bar by Finbar Riley. 2 points between the sides.
And as far as I can see, Martin, that's the first score in about 21 minutes, which is a long time without a score, and they've missed quite a number of opportunities in that interim period.
And the opportunities that were very simple in front of the posts.
Yes, indeed.
Are they about to guide their county to their 9th Ulster title? Cormac McAnally surges forward. Ger Cavlin. And that goes well wide.
Well, I suppose the maxim there is a wide is as good as a score, now that we're in injury time.
Aaron Donoghue with the kick out. Over towards Tom Pryor. Bernard Morris unable to reach it, but it is a Cavan ball. Well, we had a sensational end in Roscommon last Sunday.
Yes,
Cavan have to do it now.
Yes, and I still say if they get the ball in there, they have the wherewithal to score goals.
Here's Jason Riley. Tries to get it in past Mickey Graham. Graham has it. Now what can he do? Going that way is not allowed because he's seen to be charging. Free out to Tyrone and Finbar McConnell. Here's Mickey Graham winning possession. No Tyrone player fouling him. The referee was absolutely correct. Finbar McConnell about to win perhaps his 4th Ulster Championship medal and make history. There's a smile on the Tyrone sideline. They feel perhaps they have this won.
Well, indeed, after last Sunday, it's now won till it's won, Marty, and until the last kick of the ball.
Brian McGuigan is going off, and Damien Gormley is the player that's being introduced. And Damien plays his club football with Trillick, the brother of Jody Gormley, who formerly played at midfield. Cavan have to win possession, but instead it's Ger Cavla. It gives it long up towards a Tyrone attack that have certainly provided some wonderful scores in this second half.
Yes, indeed, Cavan, who fielded that ball, I think has been outstanding in the second half, and it was his start in the second half that gave Tyrone the confidence they needed to go on.
Throw ball, Dermot McCabe wins possession. Well, Cavan certainly surprised all the experts by really putting it up to Tyrone. But unless they can produce something in this surely last move, then the title will be Tyrone's. Dermot McCabe to initiate it from centre field. He's hit off the ball. The referee waves play on. It's sent in long. And Tyrone have the situation under control. And they also have the Ulster title. Peter Canavan rejoices. They came into this Ulster final with the tag of favourites, a tag that no team really wants or desires, particularly considering their historic encounters with Cavan winning most of the battles over the years. Cavan, outsiders in this Ulster final, really put it up to the red-hot favourites, but in the end, Tyrone came through. It's the 9th Ulster title for the boys in the red and white. A title, considering that they've beaten Armagh, Derry and now Cavan, that they richly deserve.
Yes, indeed, Marty, they fully deserved that. They played with great heart, I thought, in the second half. They got off to a great start, and 4 unanswered points, I think, set the platform for the win.
35,159 have witnessed this Ulster title. Let's go down for some sideline reaction and join Jim Carney.
Declan McCross, and many congratulations. A young player, but you're giving magnificent performances this year, and you'll remember today, Declan.
I'm suffering now, I can tell you. It was very hard out there, and for all the people in the media that were writing Cavan off, I think everybody's seen that Cavan's a great team and pushes the whole way. I think we're very lucky in the end to come out winners.
Tell us about what it was like as a player's game.
Thank God it wasn't too hot. The pace is unbelievable. They have a forward line there, they run all day and are very quick, and they move the ball so fast. They're very hard to mark down. But thank God we had the men up front, give them enough chances and they'll put them over. It's
some wonderful scores there in the last 20 minutes. And Declan, you have the precious memory of that wonderful point. Can you remember it first of all?
I can just about remember it over the 3 or 4 I missed, or a 3 away. It was very important now. My legs are sore at that stage. I just made sure it went dead.
And it went dead in the best possible way.
Thank God.
Now, you're on your way, aren't you really, Declan, this Tyrone team? I know perhaps you would have preferred if there wasn't so much hype about it, but you're definitely on your way.
Hype or not, we're the Ulster champions now, and we're going places, hopefully. Yeah. This year, next year, we'll be a very young side, 23, 24, 25 average age, so we'll be here for a while. Yeah,
lost your captain, Sean Teague. His arm seems to be in a sling there. How is he, do you know, Declan?
It was already at half-time.
Yeah. Declan, many congratulations. Thanks for talking.
Thank you.
A great day indeed for Tyrone, for they win their 9th Ulster title here in Clones on a full-time score of Tyrone 113, Cavan 111. Let's go back to Dublin.
The one-arm Sean Teague, of course, he went off injured in the first half, but a very happy Tyrone captain receives the Anglo-Celt Cup. And of course Tyrone as well into those quarter-finals of the All-Ireland Championship, and will have a huge say in the destination of the Sam Maguire Cup this year. Well done then to Tyrone, but the match that we concentrate on now, of course, is that between Wexford and Kilkenny in the Leinster hurling